up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, we're going to get to this afternoon, okay? I got a lot to do today, and we're going to get right to it. Hold on, let me fix this microphone. Hold on, let me fix this microphone. All righty. I got to fix this microphone. I had to turn off the, turn off the microphone for a minute. Hold on, let me see if I can make sure I got this right. Make sure I got this stuff right. Oh my God. Make sure I got this right. Let me see. Hold on. There's so much going on in this. Let me see. Let me see. There we go. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Woo! Yes, y'all. Look, I got some stuff I got to do today, and we gonna be here, and we gonna get this going. I'm gonna come back later on. Oh, yes, I'm coming back later on. I'm definitely coming back later on. I'm telling y'all I'm coming back later on. Ooh, it is cold. It's nice outside. The sun is out, but it is cold here. You know, this is Detroit. Okay. Let me acknowledge y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like buttons coming on in. Okay. Let me get started. Heru Fresh, Denitra, how you doing? Arnetta, Nicole, Galatians, how you been? All right, how you been? Yvette, Joanna, oh my goodness. And LaMarcus is back in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all. Did y'all see all this stuff going on these YouTube streets last night? Man, look, I was going to do a midnight thing or whatever, but it was so much stuff going on. I didn't know what channel to watch. I was like, God damn. Look, I was over on this channel. They was beefing. So then I'm like, I'm eating my peanuts and I'm watching. And then I'm over here on this chat. I'm like, well, hold on. Don't go. Then this person get off this live and everything. And then after they get off the live here, right? After they get off the live here, I sit up there and I be going over there on that channel. And then when I go over on that channel, they got a panel. And then them people get mad over there. And then I was like, look, I didn't know what. I had like 4 or 5 screens going. I was like, oh my God, like this just was crazy. It was crazy, y'all. Woo! And then somebody said in the chat, and they was like, is it a full moon? Somebody said, oh, I went to sleep in the floodgates open. Man, Denitra, look, it was so much fighting going on these YouTube streets, and not just in this sector. It was in other sectors. I'm like, and somebody said it must be a full moon tonight because everybody fighting. Everybody was on this bitch fighting last night. I mean, Kwame and Tommy and Hassan and Miss 504 dropped the video and the Kale sector going off. I'm like, what the hell? I was all over the place. I ain't lying. I was like, oh my God, man. Woo-wee. I was like, And then what make it so bad about it, so one of the channels I was on, I went to sleep on. They was going at it, and I went to sleep. I woke up, they pulled an all-nighter, y'all. They pulled an all-nighter. They was still up and still going. And I'm like, oh, woo. I was on people's channel. I don't even visit no more because I wanted to, because after they went on this, over there on that panel, they went on their own channel, and I wanted to know what they had to say. So I even went over there. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. I was like, I want to see what that person got to say. Finish got to say, oh, it was, man, they was going to blows last night on these internet streets. I mean, all through the internet, it was like, man, these internet streets is serious, man. They was going to blows. I'm not going to even lie. I had my share of going to blows. I've had my share of going to blows. Yes, I have. You know, if Kwame go to blows and he preaching coding and trading and I'm preaching togetherness and unity and men's rights and everything. If we got to go to blows, you know damn well ain't nobody exempt from going to blows. Miss 504 come out swinging. Everybody just came out swinging. Everybody just kicking ass last night. Whew. I was like, oh, I didn't know what to. I ain't never been in a situation that bad. Well, I ain't know who the hell to watch. There were people I didn't like, and I watched their shit. I have never been in a situation where I was like, I don't know who the hell to watch. Like, I wanted to just go on there and just say, okay, can you stop so we can watch them and then you come on after them? It don't work that way. Them motherfuckers like, I got something to say. I'm coming on too. I'm like, okay, well, you know, what? You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, it was something else. Patricia, how you doing? Welcome. Oh, so who kind of got, girl, Kwame getting into it with everybody. You know, Kwame been getting into it for the last 3-4 days. Kwame has been throwing blows, honey. LaMarcus, I don't know why you have to know. The same old guys, he was throwing blows, and he was going hard these last 3 days. I did videos on it. He was going hard. Like, he throwing some blows out here. Who else throwing some blows? It was a lot of them in this Kel sector. Oh my gosh. You know you a big celebrity when you have your own sector in the internet. Like, when it's just people just for you or against you, when you have your own sector in the internet, you are a big, huge celebrity. You are a big, huge celebrity, and R. Kelly is a big, huge celebrity. So, you know, I hope that Bajin, I am an R. Kelly supporter. For those of you who do not know, I'm sorry for those of you who don't like that, but I see what I see. I know what I know. And I'm gonna stick by my black men. You know what I mean? I was Bill Cosby supporter as well. I just don't feel that these men been done right in our legal system, and that's a problem. And I don't feel that we allow women to take accountability for choices, and they get angry, and we can be malicious and vindictive sometimes. And I'm a woman saying it, and sometimes women get mad at me for saying that. Because I tell our truth. And I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to tell our truth. Because we got sons and things and family in our life. I don't want no one to go to jail. Not even the people that I get into it with. The men that I get into it with on these internet streets. No, you're not, no. I'm not for all of that. Well, you know what? That was a long time ago. That was an old article, and it resurfaced. And LaMarcus, that was an old article that resurfaced the internet. Because back then, when she said that, the internet wasn't like it is today. And so it wasn't even no internet. Like for us anyway. And so that's an old article. I think that was when Money Train came out, and that was in the 90s. And when she said that, Wesley got a new movie coming out, Blade coming out. And Blade is a big movie. So they trying to take down black men by resurfacing and reposting these old articles as if they were new. J-Lo is a huge celebrity. I wouldn't think she would waste her time on that. Because one thing is that, you know, I don't think she would waste her time on that. Who blocked you? Nobody blocked, but see, Mimi, nobody blocked you. Sometimes YouTube be on some tripped out shit. Like some of y'all tell me I'm blocked. I show you my block thing and there ain't nobody in there. YouTube, it's me, Mimi. It's Mimi. Yeah, you see, Travel the World could have been her by mistake or whatever. A block. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it could have been by mistake. Cause sometimes they hit the wrong button. Sometimes the chat, if it's a lot of people in the chat, it'll go up so fast they'll try to block somebody and make a mistake and hit you. You know what I'm saying? Yep, YouTube blocks some people. Yep, YouTube be blocking some people too. It don't be us. You know what I'm saying? YouTube be blocking some people. YouTube be on some bullshit. If you know you ain't did nothing and I know you ain't did nothing, it got to be a glitch. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to know that. I want everybody to understand that. You know, and then sometimes we can't see everybody. People say, you ain't speak to me and all that. Sometimes I can't see you, okay? Sometimes it go up too fast. Sometimes it don't show up on my scene, but other people can see you. Sometimes we just don't see you. So unblock. Let me see. Well, I see you. Remove. Nope. I see you. I see you, Mimi. No, if you can talk to me and I'm talking to you, then nobody blocked you. And I sure don't know how this. Hi, Latasha Todd. How you doing? Okay, I check later. Let me see. Let me see. Cause I don't know how to do all this stuff. Y'all be doing some stuff. Community. Block. Okay. I'm checking. Hold on. No, you're not blocked. No, you're not blocked. You're not blocked. There must be a YouTube thing. There must be something on YouTube. Because you're not blocked at all. Nope, you're not blocked. So that must be on YouTube, Mimi. So you probably have to stay in here in your channel or whatever, but you're not blocked. So, yeah, I just wanted to check, you guys. I want to make sure everybody that's in the block thing, and that's not even a lot of people in there. Those were all trolls. So, yeah, you're not blocked. It's a YouTube glitch or whatever. Yeah, so it was crazy last night. And it looked like it's spilling over tonight. The day. That's what it looked like. I'm like, shoot. That's what it looks like. So, some of you asked me, let me make my screen small. Some of you asked me what kind of lipstick I was wearing. I don't know how to turn this, but it said it's QI Best. Q Best. I think it's Q Best. QI Best. And it's 623. And it's a lip matte. Okay. And I lined my lips with a brown liner. And I lined it with this. And I put matte in it. But sometimes this is pretty by itself. So for those of you, I did say that I was going to put it in the community chat. I tried to post it in the community chat. It would not allow me to post in the community chat. I have no idea why. Ever since I got my channel back, everything hasn't been working correctly. Okay? Everything has not been working correctly. So, yeah. Okay? That's what that is. Right? I wanted to get that out the way. That's what that is. Because some y'all asked me last night about that or whatever. So I just wanted to make sure y'all talk about that. We got to get into some stuff today, okay? Well, y'all, look at here, look at here, look at here. All right, we gonna be looking at here. Woo! Now this here, damn it. Yes, it do. Yes, they do, LaMarcus. This is the real dream team. I wonder if, right, let me see. Let me turn that down. I wonder if, can I move that over? There you go. I wonder if Andrew, if you could only have one PR person, like spokesperson, because he would be so good to be a spokesperson for R. Kelly. He would really be good for that. He would really be good. It would not be like the con artist that I knew wasn't shit in 2019. When I was on the phone with his ass, I could tell he wasn't shit. When I was on the phone with Daryl Johnson for them few minutes, I could tell he wasn't shit then. And I knew it. And he said it. Oh, you don't like me. Sure don't. Sure don't. I really don't. But Andrew Wyatt is doing his job. Sure is. Sure is. Sure is. He is doing his job when it comes to R. Kelly and Bill Cosby speaking for R. Kelly and everything. And I just said to myself, R. Kelly should really think about hiring this man as well. But I don't know if it's in his contract that he can sit up there and be an advocate or a spokesperson or PR person for two high-profile people. Two very high-profile people. I don't know. But this would be lovely if he could. It would be lovely if he could. If he could be a spokesperson for R. Kelly as well, that would be great. That would be great. That would be needed. It will be needed. Definitely needed. Let me put me up some because of my logo in my way. It will be needed. I think that's something that would be needed, like in these YouTube streets. Like I really do believe that, that would be needed in this situation. You know what I mean? That would be needed in this situation for real. Cause he advocated for Bill Cosby so well. He did such a phenomenal job going on platforms and things like that, speaking up for Bill Cosby and everything else. He did such a good job, especially on the Coast View. I mean, did such a good job and everything else. I appreciated him so much for advocating for this man. And, I just love the story that he told. It wasn't on my platform, but it was on somebody else's. But I do love the story that he told pertaining to Bill Cosby. I do love the story that he told. I really do. Okay, so let's sit up here and let's talk about, what's going on with this person right here. So Bill Cosby sit up there and said he advocate for R. Kelly. He support R. Kelly. The Andrew Wyatt does too. He said that R. Kelly was railroaded. Bonjean has took on R. Kelly's case. I showed you in my book where I had all the information and everything else like that there. And she's taking on the case. But, and y'all hold on to that before I sit up there and get into some stuff. So, Kanye Now let me explain this right here. Kanye hired Bonjean to represent Larry Hoover. Did y'all hear what I said? Kanye, with the help of Bill Cosby and the support of, I'm hoping that it's Bonjean, because they said hired the attorney, or looking to hire the attorney that helped overturn Bill Cosby's conviction for Larry Hoover. Would that be Bonjean? That would be crazy if Bonjean took on Larry Hoover's case. Okay, so they said that for those of you who do not know who Larry Hoover is, he was supposed to have been a notorious ganger, mobster in Chicago, Illinois. They say he was notorious and everything else. You hear him in a lot of rap songs and people saying his name in rap songs and stuff like that and all this and that. He's been in prison since the late 90s or whatever ever. It's been over 25 years. Recently, as of last year, they tried to listen to his case again, and the judge declined to let him out. And the person who helped prosecute him during that time was with the prosecutor to try to keep the current prosecutor to try to keep him in there. And so he is in a maximum federal prison, okay, outside of Colorado, all right, and where he is serving his time. Well, Kanye has decided, and Bill Cosby in support of, and Bill Cosby and Kanye, I believe, had a conversation, my opinion, because I can just kind of tell when conversations have been had. And remember when I told y'all about a couple weeks or after Bill Cosby got home from prison, I told y'all that Daddy, okay, American's dad, said he is on a prowl. He is on a prowl. Now that he spent time in prison, almost 3 years, with people, right? With people. He got to talking to people. And I said, see, that may have been you got to look at things in a different perspective. That may have been God wanting to sit up there, him to be there, to talk to the people and feel what it's like and what's going on. And now that he been in prison 3 years, and when he got out, I told y'all that he is not playing no damn games, okay? Bill Cosby is not playing no goddamn games. He is not playing no games. He helping these young men get the right attorneys to get and to look at their case a lot better and to make sure that they are not being over-sentenced. All right, he's looking at it. Bill Cosby is not no joke. They done pissed his ass off, honey. That he like, hey, and I would be loving it if they can get Larry Hoover off. I mean, we had Alpo off. Alpo was out, okay? Alpo, right? And they sitting up here throwing a parade for Alpo in New York, okay? For Alpo. Now, he admitted to killing. Let me put me up a little bigger because I want y'all to see my face. Okay? He admitted to killing people. To killing people. These men were accused of sexual assault to people that's still alive and got money. This is what y'all shit. This is shit y'all do. This is the shit y'all do. Do you need a scale to weigh the damn severity of this? You got women accusing that dated them, went to their house, went in their presence, and all that. They went to them. Went to them. The men did not come to them. The men did not snatch their asses up. The men did not do none of this stuff. All the women, celebrities, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, all of them went to them, even Cooper Gooding Jr. The woman took her ass and sat next to him and his woman. It was a love seat. What would make you think that you need to interrupt him in an intimate setting with his woman? And then she went to him, and not sexual assault. Everything's sexual assault. And they still alive. They still well. and they can get the same amount of time as like Larry Hoover or Alpo, or if not more. Does that make sense to y'all? That don't make no goddamn sense to me. That don't make no sense to me. Just like the one that they said that R. Kelly was supposed to have sex with when she was 16. She got $1.5 million. Tried to get the $1.5 million when they said she was of age. Well, damn, it sounded like to me she was smarter when she was underage. What the hell? I mean, this shit does not sound right, people. This shit does not sound right. Why is these men that accuse of sexual assault to women who are alive and well and waited 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years to say something, when you got men who is accused of mobstering, gangbanging, killing, and everything else is out, only to get gunned down, 3 weeks ago, but is out, and his death, and they throw a parade for him in New York. Throw a parade. That's how backwards you people are sometimes. I hate to say it. And I don't mean the people in my chat. When I say you people, the world. It's the internet. I'm on here. The world. That's how y'all think. That's how backwards sometimes you guys are. That's how y'all think sometimes. Sometimes. Y'all think this way. Y'all think that. So Kanye has decided to hire the attorney to represent that guy over Bill Cosby again, overturned to represent Larry Hoover. Now, check this out now. Larry Hoover's Jr. want Kanye and Drake to call truce. Did you hear what I said? So Larry Hoover's son is stepped in and said, okay, well, I want you to help my dad, and that's good, but I want you to call truce with Drake. He wants to bring unity in. Unity in. And Bill Cosby told Kanye West that he is behind him helping Larry Hoover get out of prison. Larry Hoover has been in there since 1998. 1998. Quarter of a century. And R. Kelly, supposedly he could spend the rest of his life in prison over something, and they're alive. Nobody is alive should have more time than somebody who has committed a murder. Point blank and simple. Only in America, where you can sell cocaine and be sentenced to uproot amount of time, you can be a serial killer and get in parole to 25 years, be on parole, and you still can't get out. This is the craziest shit ever for Alpo. A parade. And look, but they showed, I want to know if they showed, I want to know the outcome of that. Because if that outcome outdid the rallies for R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, we is a culture that's really damaged. Really damaged. We some damaged individuals. Damaged as individuals. And that's fucked up. To sit up there and have R. Kelly incarcerated over some damn women, and then the women that accused R. Kelly of doing all these things, half of them women were not even in the docuseries, and then they had to go get them. I never seen a case where the judge decided not to allow these people to talk, and then when the case go weak, she allow it to go in. Bonjean, please, if you hear this video, put that in your argument. There's no way in the middle of a trial where you already did a ruling on something and you already gave the prosecutor all of the ammunition they need to change and allow this one girl to testify towards the end of the trial. And then you ruled that this one girl was not consistent, but allowed the jury to weigh in on deliberating on her, and then allowed them to go home. Yet, this is what y'all do. It's so messed up. Our federal system is so messed up. And what we need to do when it comes time for election, we need to figure out what are they going to do. There is no reason for somebody who, it doesn't matter what the crime is. If no one is dead, they should not do the amount of time or more time than someone who actually killed someone, even in manslaughter. Or I'm just keeping it a buck. It just doesn't make any damn sense. Doesn't make any sense. Not at all. These people do not care. I got on some more camouflage, y'all. This is a dress. And I got on some pleather leggings up under it because it's cold here. But I got it on in honoring of Veterans Day. I'm honoring all week. I had on camouflage stuff for all the military, okay? And even nurses and doctors and things like that. You know, they saving lives now with the C-19 situations. Shout out to them as well. Police officers, firefighters, EMT workers, nurses, CNAs, even the janitors. You know what I'm saying? All of the military. Thank you guys for your services and your due diligence. Thank you, Randa. Okay? Randa, thank you for your service. LaMarcus, thank you for yours. All the other ones that I have not mentioned who've been in the military, thank you for yours. I don't care if it goes back to the glory days. If you're still alive from then, thank you for your service. All right. So, I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, this is some crazy shit here. This is going to be interesting. You know, we got women who trying to put black men in jail for rape because they want money. And then we got men starting to fight back to help men get out of jail, you know, because they've been in there. Like, I hope that when R. Kelly get out of this situation, I hope he go after his money. And then I hope he do with the same thing Bill Cosby's doing. I hope he's really trying to meet people up in there and help them get their asses up out of there too. I really do. I hope that they do that. Get these goddamn men up out of there. I don't understand why these men are in here for a little bit of time. And then if you sit up there and help get a profile case, you get minimum amount of time after you done damaged somebody. You know, speaking, okay, they talking about Wesley Snipes did some time in prison for taxes for $1 million or whatever. Well, there's some other people that did some stuff for conning people for $1 million and only got a little time too. I mean, the hypocrisy in our legal system is crazy. I don't think that is a good idea. Okay, I just don't. No. So I just don't understand. Okay, we seem like we got a troll in here. Okay, that's not a troll. I'm sorry. Godfather 3000. I thought you was a troll, Godfather 3000. But I see you talking to someone in the chat. A backpack rapper. Okay. So, I'm just saying, I think that this is going to be interesting. I think that, you know, I won't Larry Hoover out. I want all my men out. I think that, you know, he did enough time. I think that they let a whole lot of other folks out that did worse. And yeah, I think I mean, you just can't trust the government. You know, you don't know when it. See, that's the thing. We only want people in jail because of what the government tell us, but they have proven that they're not trustworthy either. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hear people say, well, if the government, we need not to we need not to trust them. Never, ever trust the government. That's what I'm speaking and I'm preaching out here. I know that people saying it's misleading information. It's not misleading. Look at all the injustices that we endure during this sentencing. And speaking of injustice, right? So Kanye is trying to help Larry Hoover get out of jail with the help of Bill Cosby and everything, and they hired Bill Cosby attorney that helped him get overturned, which is Bonjean. So I don't know if Bonjean going to take the Larry Hoover case, but I'm hoping he does. And then Larry Hoover Jr. want Kanye and Drake to call truce. All right, that was to sum up what I was talked about on this part, and I'm just thinking I love it. Okay, thank you very much, dear Hunter. I like the camouflage too, or whatever, because I like this country that I live in. People sit up there and dog it out and dog out the flag. I am not dogging my flag. I'm not dogging my landmark. I'm not dogging my country. I'm not giving up on my black men. I'm not doing that whatsoever. No, I don't believe all these women. No, I do not. I'm not part of the Me Too movement, Time's Up movement, Emily's List, or anything else like that. I would rather stand by my black men, right, wrong, or indifferent. If they wrong, then they do the jail time and they get out, and we try to get them help and correct it like they do all the other cultures out here, okay? Because I'm tired of them sitting up here and giving us more time than they would sit up there and give a white man. A black man is 7 more times to be sentenced than a white man, and you have 7 more times of sentencing than a white man. So in other words, a white man can commit a crime and get 7 years or 3 years. A black man can commit that same crime and get 21 years. Okay, so that is a problem in our legal system. We got racism up in there, and until we get that up out of there, I'm not finna sit up there and side with the government, because the government, people telling me that the government got a 99% conviction rate on lies and fraud and racism with the damn help of the judge, as we seen with the R. Kelly situation. That should be counted as no damn rating on conviction. That is some bullshit. And we need to be the people to try to sit up there and get that shit overturned. Because that's a big ass problem. That's not nothing that we should be sitting up there doing. Now, I'm not saying that black men don't do wrong. No, I am not. But if you do a crime, you have to do the time. But the time has to match the crime. You cannot sit up there and be doing something minor or something that's not as significant as a murder and you get more time than that. That doesn't make any goddamn sense to me whatsoever. And in murder and rape should not have the statute of limitations lifted. It should not be. I'm sorry, and I'm a woman, and I said it. Because you got to prove that. That has to be proven. Sex is between a man and a woman traditionally, right? Just speaking traditionally. And so you go out, and she can say, well, he's rape. He can say, well, she consented. But she could be mad and saying it's rape because he didn't call her the next day, or he played her, or whatever the hell the situation is. So I don't think that there should be no statute of limitation. I don't think that you should be able to sue. Then that's the case. That ain't rape. That's prostitution. That's legalized prostitution. Because they supposed to be helping you black girls in the neighborhood. They ain't gonna get no money. Bill should be suing Andrea Constand for his money back. She breached that contract in that deposition. I'm praying that he sue her ass back. I'm praying that they do not win that case in that damn lawsuit that Gloria Arbery. Gloria Arbery, I'm hoping that every case she get, that she trying to bring these black men down, I hope she lose every last one. I hope you people out here listening. You have to prove that. How is it that a man supposed to sit up there and defend himself after you wait 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years because you saying you was traumatized and it was just damaging? Okay, that may be, but that's not an excuse. Just like if I go outside and I run a stop sign, and it wasn't there yesterday, but it's there today, and they say, okay, well, you ran a stop sign. Yeah, but it wasn't there yesterday. Okay, that's yesterday, but we put it there this morning. The law says that when you get behind the wheel and drive, you're supposed to be looking out for signage. You're supposed to be looking out for it. It doesn't matter if you drove down that street 50 million damn times. You're supposed to look out for it because we do construction here, and we change our infrastructure here, and one day it may not be a sign. Today it can be a sign. And if it's a sign there, you have to stop. Just because it wasn't there 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago don't mean anything. That's no excuse. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. So you are not having the courage to come forward is no excuse. But until a damn check is to be had, now all of a sudden that very courage that you didn't have for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years, you all of a sudden have. You all of a sudden have the courage to come forward. But you got to wait till somebody else come forward. And then when somebody else come forward to seem like they finna have a bag, now you want to come forward. And you want people like me to believe you because you are a woman. See, you got people that believe everything that the media tell them. You got people that believe everything that the government tell them. I'm not a fan of R. Kelly. I'm not a fan of Bill Cosby, but I am a fan of the truth. And if there's anything in there that can be true, I can sit up there, be on a jury, and I can say guilty. But if there's things in there that is inconsistent, then I know I can say not guilty. I can go back to my community and say not guilty. I'm not one of those people that can be pressured. See, I'm not weak. A lot of people are weak. And they act like they so educated and everything, because the most educated person is the most weakest one, to be honest with you. Because they so book smart, they so this and they so that, and they think that the upscales and the people who have the elites and the government are always correct when they're wrong. When they're wrong. Just like with R. Kelly, there's no way that girl get on the stand, have inconsistent stories with the prosecutor, and the prosecutor say something and the jury just sit there and just believe it. But, of course, everybody sit up there and say, yeah, I could do that. I could do that. I could sit up there and listen and be biased, bias-free. I can do that. I could be bias-free. I won't have to prejudge him. Lying their ass off because they want to be on a jury, but a high-profile case to say that he guilty so they can say that they said he guilty. So they can know the in-depth and stuff like that. You got a high-profile case, and the judge allowed the jury to go home in an R. Kelly trial. An R. Kelly trial. So people in the neighborhood be like, girl, I know you on that jury. Like, they not going to talk about it. You really believe that in the most humble way possible. I know that judge cannot be that corny. But, yes, because she is a part of the movement that support a party that appointed her in that position. Just like the woman who was out there rallying at the rally outside of Bill Cosby trial was the wife of the judge. But no media has decided to put that in the news. Why is the judge's wife out there rallying with Me Too and Time's Up when Bill Cosby was going to trial? So how is we supposed to sit up there and believe that he can get a fair trial or somebody can preside over this case fairly when your wife is out there protesting with these women liberation movements? I don't understand. I don't understand how the hell all that happens like that. I don't think that people on regular court, whether it's the lower federal court or even state court, I don't think they should be appointed. I think they should be elected. I think you should be appointed when you're at the appellate court or the Supreme Court. But at the regular court, you should be elected. The people should have a lot to say. We should stop that lower court appointees. They represent the people, and when they don't do right by the people, then they need to get their asses up out of there. That will make them rule correctly and more fairly. We need to change that. The appellate court, I could see an appointing. Supreme Court, I could see an appointing. But regular federal court and state court, no. You have to be elected. You got to be elected. Because if she was an elected judge, she wouldn't have did what she did. She wouldn't have gave everything to the prosecutor and nothing to the defense. She would have been presiding fairly. There's no way in the hell you can say, okay, they can bring in an expert witness for herpes. Oh, but they can't bring in an expert witness for herpes because that's going to sit up there and confuse the jury. That's what the fuck we supposed to do. They supposed to decipher what is the truth. That's why we put it in their damn hands. That's what's supposed to happen. Duh. But that didn't happen. I never known a defense to sit up there and defend and only do it for 3 days. I just never heard nothing like that in my day. I never heard anything of these women sitting up there coming out and saying, well, that's not what I told the prosecutor. How is the jury gonna hear that's not what you told the prosecutor on the stand? Did you meet with the prosecutor? Yes. Okay. Did they prep you for this? Yes. Do you remember telling them this? No. Ain't this your handwriting? Yes. So this your handwriting and you don't remember saying this? No. Why we here? Because you made the claim while we here. If you said this to the prosecutor and you don't remember what the fuck you said to the prosecutor and everybody that got on the stand said that, then why the fuck are you here? Why the fuck are we sitting up here listening to a young woman, 16 years old, lying about her age, stalked this man, got $1.5 million and wanted to give $1.5 million back? That would have been enough for me to say not guilty on that alone right there. Not the fact of the action, but the fact that you got $1.5 million and you wanted to give it back. And you couldn't get the $1.5 million until you was of age of 18, that we say is legal and that is the law. So now that you are 18, you wanted to give the $1.5 million back. Because now that you is of age, you want. So that means if you really a victim, you was smarter when you was 16 than you was when you was 18 then. That don't make no sense to me. And then you lied on top of that about your age. That don't make no sense to me. That doesn't make sense. Yet we have a man being incarcerated on shit that's not. If you go and incarcerate him, it has to make fucking sense. And it has to be an argument that says, okay, this is X, Y, and Z. And then the opposing party have to say X, Y, Z. And it have to be valid. But when shit strictly don't make sense, we can't have our men in jail because we don't like them. Do you know how many motherfuckers I don't like? If that's the case, all my damn bosses that I've had should be in jail. Because I don't like them. I didn't like a lot of them. I was in a male-dominated industry, in the auto industry, and I didn't like a lot of my male counterparts. Having to prove yourself over and over and over and over again to a man is hard to do. So if that was the case, because I don't like men, or I feel like, okay, well, I was up at the school where he was doing this and he was coming up to the schools with the girls and all this and all that. And I remember back in the day he was doing. So he got to go to jail because he went back up to the high school that he was in back in the 90s. And we are in 2000. We are in the third decade of the 2000s because you guys 2000 to 2010 first decade, 2010 to 2020 second decade. Yeah, we in the third. We going to the third decade of the new millennium, and he's supposed to go to jail because back in 1994 he went up to the old high school that he was in. Girls was chasing him, but they was young girls, and then okay, girls was chasing him. It's not a ground for him to go to jail. He was messing around with them girls. But you know, you got to think of it like this. You can't sit up there and say, okay, well, he married Aaliyah and all this and that. It seemed like to me, if that's all that would happen, Barry Hankerson need to be in jail. Aaliyah mother need to be in jail. Everybody, Gladys Knight need to be in jail. Everybody needs to be in jail if he was having sex with Aaliyah and they didn't, and all of these kind of things happening. And didn't say anything. Gladys Knight is a big superstar too. She's a bigger superstar than R. Kelly and been in the game a lot longer. Ain't no way in the hell if I felt the need that you sat up there and molested or raped my niece that I won't say anything. I'm Gladys Knight. I know they gonna fucking believe me. But nobody thought about that shit though. But when money to be had, nobody gave a damn because she got a career out of it. Aaliyah got a career out of it that R. Kelly launched. And she didn't say anything about being raped. She even denounced it, the marriage. And then we got something that's called annulment. Now, if they did get married, in which it ain't the only time that a 15-year-old got married, because in the South they did it all the fucking time. Right? And then people say, well, it ain't right. Well, let's see what she got out of this. She got a whole A-list celebrity status launched by him. We as society are so hypocrite because we was rocking to the song Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. We rocked that shit and we believed it because a lot of us liked the older men. I did. We liked the older men. So then there's a trial, and this R. Kelly situation. There's a trial. This young woman that says she's seen them having sex on the bus didn't say nothing during that trial. Nobody said nothing about R. Kelly marrying Aaliyah during that time because this was still after her demise. She died the very beginning of 2000. What, 2001? He was indicted 2002, just a year later. Nobody said anything about that during that particular trial. No one. No one. You had a whole damn trial, and it lasted 6 fucking years. And nobody brought up Aaliyah. Not Gladys Knight, not Barry Hankerson, not Aaliyah's mother, not her father at the time because he was still alive. Not no one. And yet, everybody want to sit up there now and say she's a victim because now it's the Me Too time's up. And then they have a nerve to get a picture of this young lady with a hand over her mouth claiming her victim status for her. Push the mama out the way when the mama came out and said something and said that's not true and dog the mama out. But you care about Aaliyah, but you think that if Aaliyah was alive, she would allow you guys to talk to her mother that way or want you to talk to her mother that way? You don't think it's all of a sudden interesting that how Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Cuba Gooding Jr., and all these athletes are now charged with rape? They're using it as a tool and a weapon against men when they don't get their way from them. So, like, when is women going to be accountable for the choices that they make to sleep with them? Because you can't tell me not even Bill Cosby, women wouldn't sleep with him. With all that damn money, yes, they would. Some of you would. Some of you would rub on him. Right now, he probably can't see to find it, but the fact of the matter is he has a lot of money. Money is attractive to women. If we want to sit up there and act like it's not, then why the fuck are they suing them? Why are they suing them? Why are we giving these women all this damn power to take down our own men? They used us to take down our own men. And they got rich. They got rich. And I told everyone not to sit up there. Everyone. Then it was so heartening was when I was on Kwame's channel one day and he was talking. He was like, when a girl claimed raped on me. Like, what? What? So this is something that's going on. What about Tyson? What about Mike Tyson? The young lady has known to be claiming rape and calling rape on people. And now the truth come out after he already did his jail sentence. She ain't got no goddamn money for him to sue her for. The legal system needs to be held accountable. Tupac. And I did about on Tupac a lot of times, LaMarcus. Y'all, you go back and see my videos. And last year I'm going to re-upload some videos. I did about Tupac. He wasn't there. Oh, that was his entourage. Enterprise. And all. No. That's not how this works. See, if you gonna say a man raped, the woman said that these guys raped her. Said, oh, he knew they was gonna do it. None of them got arrested. And she didn't care about none of them not getting arrested, but she said they raped her. It didn't make sense if you really think about it. If you really think about what she said during the time when she claimed rape, it don't make sense. Yeah, you may be traumatized and everything else, but it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If someone sexually assault me, I want the person who sexually assault me. It could be his friend. It could be his entourage. It don't matter. Whoever touched my body without my permission, I want that person. But she didn't want that person. She wanted Tupac to pay. But you still allowing this entourage who rape you to go free so they can be somebody else's entourage and rape them too. Because the celebrity is the one that they're going to get. It doesn't make sense to me. Everybody's an adult. Everyone is an adult. I did Mystical. I did one on Mystical. I did one on Tyson. I did one on Bill Cosby, R. Kelly. I did one on all these men. Cuba. I did one on Andre. I did one on Deshaun. I did it on all my men. These women want money. Defame them. We could use rape. I told y'all in 2019 that when they started these laws, the first one was a Negro man will rape a white woman, but now they just put that is a rapist. The Negro man. We can't pass these drugs because a Negro man will start raping white women. We can't do this because a Negro man will start doing that. The law has seeded. Like this peanut, it was a seed that was planted in law that the black man is a rapist. That's why it's easy to get him up on rape. That's why when he can have consensual sex and someone claim rape, it's easy to put him in jail. Especially if he's a celebrity. It's easy. Because the law stems from that. We never changed that. And now everybody talking about there's a petition out there, which make sure you go sign it, that to get rid of the Mann Act. But we got to get rid of all those laws that were racist. We need a filter. We need mandatory sentencing dates. Sentencing ranges. 3 to 7 years for this type of crime. 3 to 7 years for that type of crime. 2 to 5, for this type of crime. 3 to 12 months for this type of crime. All that. Because it can minimize racism and systemic racism in our country when it comes to our judicial system. I just don't understand how these women claim rape, and people be like, well, they be traumatized. It takes a woman a long time to come forward and she's scared. And I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that at all. I'm not saying she's not at all. But it just so happened to be funny when they can sue, now all of a sudden they got the courage. Now that narrative is slim. I'm just keeping it a buck. So I want Larry Hoover out. I want Big Meech out. I want all of them out. I want them out. I want R. Kelly out. He damn sure shouldn't be in there. How you gonna have a documentary before the trial? And how is it that the attorney gonna have a watch party? A watch party to embed in people's head on him being guilty. A watch party, y'all. Y'all don't remember me showing y'all this? And this wasn't even in today's plan to show all this. Hold on. This wasn't because we got a lot to cover. But I just got dwell up when it comes to my men and these women and this rape and these jail sentencing and all the ones that are unknown as well. Because you know I do with the Innocence Project. I just don't like it. So yes, I want Larry Hoover out of there. I definitely do. And then we'll make it so bad about it. Let me see. Oh, y'all, when you get a certain age, your eyes are just, no matter what. Here we go. I'm finna take these men off of here. Hold on.
We just finished the watch party for Surviving R. Kelly: The Reckoning. I wanted to get your thoughts. What did you think about the project?
I feel completely depleted and invigorated at the same time. Just the daunting reality of how it's impacting our community, our families, and our culture. But also to know that the family and people like you are committed to the fight. I believe that a change is going to happen.
And what do you think we need to do going forward to have this conversation with the church as well as with black men in general about the issues of sex trafficking and the issues that are going on in our community?
The Bible already gave a prescription. Our people die from a lack of knowledge. I think that what has to happen now is to raise awareness, do larger group viewings like we did on tonight, with prayerfully more men to really get to the heartbeat of where the dysfunction rests.
We definitely appreciate you coming.
Y'all see what I'm talking about? Did y'all see what I'm talking about? A watch party. Who does a watch party to get somebody convicted? Who does a watch party? That was the second watch party they had. Who does a watch party? Who does that? Seriously. Think about it. Who does a watch party? Why is all that necessary to do a watch party? To program you in your head. One-sided, so you will already have it embedded in your head. It's recruiting your judgment. It's recruiting you to believe them. It's recruiting you to not see the truth. We want this man in jail. We don't want to know the truth. People say they don't care about the truth. That's a problem. They want to see somebody that sells something real good. Somebody said that the other day, but that's a problem. When we, our own people, don't care about the truth. We just want to sit up there and make a coin. No, that's a problem. We have to have cultural obligation first. And then he interviewed no other than the most, and I mean this with all due respect, because I don't know this man personally, but his reputation ain't good. Jamal Bryant's reputation is not good at all. And he is not the one that Gerald Griggs should have been interviewing, but Gerald Griggs shouldn't even been doing the interviewing either. You get what I'm saying? It's just crazy. And it's so funny that every time I speak on this, you pop up. So that means I'm being watched. Because any other thing I say, you don't pop up on until I speak on these situations. Please exit the chat as you came in. Not today. So, because you don't come in here until I speak on this. Until you believe and know that people are listening to me. Because the truth will bring the heathens out. So exit on your own free will. I will not even block you. But you only come on when I'm speaking on this. So leave, please. Not today. So the watch party, no one normally does a watch party to have these people programmed into believing this. Because there was no watch party or no one else. No, I'm not mad, but leave my chat, please. I'm asking you politely. Without having me tell you. I'm asking you politely. It's not about disagreeing, but you only pop up when I'm speaking on this subject. So leave. Because I speak on many other things and you don't show up. That's what I'm upset about. It's not the disagreeing. It's the fact that you're full of it. And you only come on when I'm speaking like this or when I'm speaking about R. Kelly and R. Kelly's situation. So exit. You full of it. So now that they had this thing happening, no, you have not been over here. You only come out when I speak on R. Kelly. Leave out my chat, please. So now that I sit up here and talk about this, they had this watch party. So this watch party sits up here, go on and on. They have Surviving R. Kelly, The Reckoning. Surviving R. Kelly, this. They made a series out of this. They made a series out of this. Thank you, Shannon. They made a series out of it. And it's crazy. Why would you make a series out of it? It's not as if you said, okay, I'm going to sit up here and allow R. Kelly's voice to be heard. What did he have to say? He didn't have anything to say. Women just came out, he tied me up. And then what make it so bad about the shit? What make it so bad about the shit with this R. Kelly situation? And I just woke up on this day. You know, talking about these black men made me realize how these men are really being done wrong in our legal system. And it is so funny how this happens, because the simple fact is these men sit up here and talk about this stuff and they believe this man only because they don't like him. They believe R. Kelly is guilty only because they don't like him. Or jealousy. Well, I understand the jealousy. Nice looking, can sing. I understand all of that. I understand that. But the fact of the matter is, this is a watch party. You did Surviving R. Kelly 1, Surviving R. Kelly 2. And the main thing is, they said they was hog-tied. That turned out to be false, and that did not, under no circumstances, were they going to retract that and come after the women for lying. They said they were hog-tied. They said they were hostages. None of them were hostages. You came out here on a lie to the world. A lie to the world. Thank you. A lie to the world. To get this man arrested on a lie. Where are the hostages? Because in the transcript, none of them were, they was like, you can come and go when you want to. Yeah. Okay, now y'all know y'all said y'all was hostages, right? Because I even wanted to help them damn lying-ass heifers out. I was like, okay, girl, you know you're supposed to say that you was a hostage. I can come and go when I want to. Okay, well, the reasoning for the investigation was that you were hostage. The reasoning for the feds and Homeland Security to get involved is because you were hostage, kidnapped. No, now you're not. Nobody said nothing about it. TMZ said something about it long before. Or they brainwashed now. They changed the narrative and we allowed it. We allowed it. We allowed them to change the narrative on R. Kelly. When the hostage scene didn't work, when they were hogtied didn't work, then they said, okay, now they brainwashed. That's an insult. Brainwashed? Y'all, now think about it now. I don't want y'all to be persuaded. I want you to tap into your common sense. Brainwashed. So now he was holding a cult. Because the cult that I know of, one of them polygamy farms and stuff like that I know of, they have a community. And the guys are armed. And they have these meetings. And they be in the field. And he be brainwashing them. And they have these rituals. And he have 5 or 6 wives and all this and that. And he be sleeping with the other men's wives. And they think he all this and that. But they couldn't go anywhere. When they traveled, they had to travel with one of the army men, and they had to go into town to get what they wanted to get. They got everything they need. They couldn't go anywhere. But yet, do you say this is R. Kelly? So R. Kelly is an R&B legend, travel all around the world. How he supposed to have time to run a damn cult or enterprise? How is he supposed to be even a one-man enterprise unless he had some out-of-body experience? Thank you for the super chat. Unless he had some outer-body experience where he can just clone himself to hire a damn, to travel around the world and on a tour, and then he can turn around and hold them hostages and tame them. Oh, your breast too little. I'm going to give you some breast implants. Daddy, come on. And she been wanting some breast implants. She had a hang up on her breasts because they were small. Really? So, I want bigger breasts. Okay. I pay for them. You get them done. Now you got breasts. You get $5,000 a month. And people say, oh, that's not a lot of money. For young people, that's good money. For someone that don't have any responsibilities and things like that, that's good money. For some people who are of age and have responsibilities, that's enough to sustain a living. especially tax-free, $5,000 a month. Sometimes $10,000 on Christmas. $10,000. Walking around here with $50,000, $60,000 purses. And we said this man was a monster. We got this man locked up in jail. We all need to be ashamed of ourselves. The juries too. The juries too. They cannot possibly think like, damn, what did we do? Like, damn. Especially knowing what you know today. Especially knowing how these young women represent themselves today. Victims. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. They can live how they want to live. They don't even have to sit up there and be a role model. You can come, you're a victim of sex trafficking. You're a victim of all this type of stuff. How long you gonna claim rape? Like, how many times the world gonna believe you was raped? They're not gonna believe you was raped by all these high profile people for so long. So I want to know what's going on. In this R. Kelly sector, we've been saying this for 3 years. I don't understand why the situation is people not understanding. I just feel so bad that with Bill Cosby, when I was coming out, I didn't think that Bill Cosby was going to go to jail. And in 2017, he didn't go. So I thought in 2018, it was going to be the same outcome. But then we had a movement launched. And we had all these women liberation movements launched. And then he went to jail, and I felt so horrible. When I said I felt horrible, it wasn't nothing I could do, but I felt like I had a big mouth and I could say something, right? And I spent so much time in bed and so depressed. My husband was like, this stuff gets to you really bad. It really does. I was so mad and so upset when Bill Cosby went to jail. Like, my co-host would tell you at the time, Spittinfire, I had a co-host, she would tell you I was done. I was done. I was in the bed. I couldn't talk. I couldn't do a lot of things or whatever. I was done. And now all of a sudden, we have this R. Kelly situation. And the people who want to keep him in jail, they attack my chat. See, when you speak the truth, they come at you. They didn't come at me none talking about Larry Hoover. But they came out when I talked about R. Kelly, and that there is enough for you to know some bullshit is in the game. I'm just keeping it a buck. They were mad. They ain't said nothing about Larry Hoover when I first started this conversation. Look at how all of them coming in here. When you speak the truth, they don't like it. Make them uncomfortable, and we're going to keep speaking on it. You see? And Alice Clary needs to be arrested. I don't understand how all of you guys who could sit up there and say R. Kelly did all of this to young women, okay, and the transcript, okay, the transcript, she said that her mother pretended to be her, lied about her age and everything else, and y'all sit up there and think it's all okay. Y'all think it's all okay. So, I never took down the petitions. And that's what the petition to get her arrested is at the top. I pinned it. if you're going to sit up there and arrest him, which you have been, and he's been incarcerated, why she's not in jail? If you're supposed to be helping young girls and you saying they was trafficking and he took her across state line for the purpose of sex, no, he went across state lines for the purpose of a concert. They went across state lines for the purpose of sex. Oh, if that's the case, why is it that it's him that's for the purpose of sex? Why is it that he got to be the one to do something for the purpose of sex? Why are not accusing everybody for intertwining across state lines for the purpose of sex? What's her name? What's the girl name? Felicia? What's the goddamn girl name that said she had the herpes? Her. She was of age. They convicted him for taking her across state lines for the purpose of sex. Then why is she not arrested for going across state lines for the purpose of sex? Who's to say who is in charge with the crime? That's just like saying, Shannon, I'm going to use you as usual. I visit Shannon across state lines. We have sex. Why Shannon got to go to jail because he had me go across state lines for the purpose of sex? Why the feds don't say you and Shannon is going to jail because y'all are traveling across state lines for the purpose of sex? Why is it that R. Kelly is the one that's responsible for it? Faith Rogers, that's right. Why is it that she not in jail for the purpose of sex? She the one who did some traveling. She the one who booked the trip and got with his people. Why is it that she went to have sex with him? I mean, let's just keep it real. Who's to say who is responsible for the crime itself if we go across state lines for the purpose of sex? If I'm traveling and I'm on tour, I'm touring across state lines for touring. If I had somebody come to me to my hotel room to get me some, and they come, why aren't they the ones in jail? Why is it that the man's fault? That's hypocrisy. If that's going to be a law, right, to hold down monogamy and to hold down and to stop fornication, then the two people who is at the age to consent to sex travel across state lines for sex, both should be arrested. Why would the man be at fault? Why? I'm a men's rights activist, Eric C. I advocate for men's rights. There is a lot of women who have a lot of advocacy work, but men don't have any. And if you are Eric C., you should be for men's rights, because I'm thinking Eric is a man's name. Thank you for the super chat. But if you are not a man, I understand that question. But SPITTINFIRE advocate for men, because too many of my men go to jail wrongfully convicted, and women do not have to be held accountable for the choices that they make. So I'm all for women's rights, but I'm advocating for the men because they're the ones who need it. There are not no organizations that help little boys grow up to be men. There's nothing for them. They go into jail at an alarming rate. They kill each other. Why is it that a black man can sit up there and kill another black man and do a little bit of time or some time in jail, but if he sit up there and a woman accused him of rape, he can do the rest of his life in prison and she's still alive and another person is dead? When did rape trump murder? And who's to say it is rape? Because she say so? Who is she to say something is rape? Who is to say? You don't have to break the law to go to jail. You never had to break the law to go to jail. In order for you to sit up there, you can be black and you can go to jail. We as black people know this all too well. And if you are black, you ought to know it all too well. And if you don't, you may have been secluded. However, we know you do not have to break the law to go to jail. All you have to do sometimes is be black at the right time, and your ass will be gone. So, it's his body. You're welcome, Frederick. It takes two to have sex, traditionally. It ain't just, I decided I want to have sex with Shannon. He decided he want to have sex with me, and we have sex. And then I decided afterwards, Shannon didn't call me, and he ain't go talk to me no more. And he decided that he don't want to talk to me no more. Now I can claim rape. And y'all supposed to believe me. No, I'm not playing the race card. I'm playing statistics. If you don't believe me, you can sit up there and look at it on the Innocence Project projections and statistics. Black men are 7 times more likely to go to jail than whites, and 7 times more likely to get more time than whites. And that's going to have to stop. And we can't be selective of what women we want to support, because you can't say little black girls in the neighborhood when we got little black girls in the neighborhood raped every day and their uncles and nobody else is in jail. They ain't going after them. You got little girls that said R. Kelly did something to her, then said her uncle did something to her first, and she ain't saying shit about her uncle. Because, see, that's her family. And that's going to mess up her family. But she wanted to make sure she went with R. Kelly, and she wanted to get $1.5 million back. So we have to sit up there and we have to understand that the laws have to be fair. And you're not telling me as a woman and a black woman that all my black men that are successful and work their way out of the neighborhood, that they are all rapists. I'm not believing it. I don't have to. I don't have to side with her. I sided with him because that's my right, and I can do that. We don't just give birth to girls. We give birth to boys too. I hope you guys understand that. We give birth to boys too. This is why all of them on the screen are here today. Donda gave birth to Kanye. Somebody gave birth to Bill. Drake mama gave birth to him. Larry Hoover mama gave birth to him. R. Kelly, Joanne gave birth to R. Kelly. Women give birth to boys too. So we just don't sit up there and believe the women. We believe the truth. And if the truth, and if it can't be proven, then he need to be free. Too many of them going to jail for false accusations. Brian Banks spent 7 years in jail. 7 years. in jail for a rape he did not commit. And you say I'm supposed to side with sisters? You out your motherfucking mind. That part. There's no way in the fuck I'm gonna side with this bitch after she sat up there and had that man spend 7 years of his life in prison. Are you out of your mind? I'm supposed to side with her because she's just a woman? So fuck his freedom, fuck his rights, fuck his due process. I'm supposed to just side with her because she got a vagina too. For those of you in the back talking dumb, let me remind y'all. Let me see. Because I know doggone well. Hold on. Here we go.
Former high school football star Brian Banks is helping those who helped prove him that he was wrongly convicted of rape. Banks is joining the California Innocence Project's march. NBC4's Ted Chen caught up with Banks in Malibu.
For Brian Banks, it's not just about football or even freedom. His stop in Malibu today is about his responsibility to others who were also falsely convicted and, unlike him, are still behind bars.
It's just really important to help people who don't have help, who have been convicted of crimes that they didn't commit. I was one of those people not too long ago.
It's been a year since Banks' exoneration for a rape conviction. He served 5 years in prison and 5 on parole before his accuser admitted she had lied. It was lawyers from the California Innocence Project who helped free him, and now he's joining them on a march from San Diego to Sacramento to help free 12 others that the lawyers say are also innocent.
We know that there's somewhere between 3 and 5% of people incarcerated that are innocent, and if you look at California alone, that's 110,000 people that are incarcerated. 3 to 5% is a pretty big number.
All right. So I supposed to see, that's the shit that y'all don't know about. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't want to hear no two-way street now. What you came over here talking that dumb shit, that's what it's going to be from now on. You can't bag it up now. So here's the thing. You sit up here and you believe all these damn women when all these men got money and they fall into them. I seen the goddamn New Edition story and I seen how they was on the tour bus. How these women act on the tour bus. So we gonna act like groupies don't happen. You see what I'm saying? Now, we're not saying rape does not happen. We're not saying sexual assault doesn't happen. We're not saying that over here. And I don't want nobody to think that I'm saying that. That's not what I'm saying whatsoever. But what I'm saying is when there's inconsistencies in stories like these with the Bill Cosby case, you got people say, well, I seen the transcript. He admitted to giving them Quaaludes. I seen that shit on Tasha K with Luell. What's her name? Luell, the comedian. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, she dumb. She's just as dumb as that badass makeup that's on her damn face. Like, really? Really? Lunell. Okay, Lunell. Like, really? So you mean to tell me you read that transcript? And see, my co-host said the same thing Lunell said. Oh, we read the transcript. He said he gave it to her. That's not saying it's rape. He gave it to her for rape. He admitted to giving her Quaaludes. That's like saying if I roll up a joint and I'm smoking it and I'm sharing it with Shannon, I gave him some weed. Like, here, Shannon, you want to hit this? And Shannon hit it. I gave him some weed. So, yes, I'm going to admit, did you give Shannon weed? Yes, I did. He did not say in that deposition that he gave that woman Quaaludes for the purpose of sex. He did not say that. He said that they was doing drugs, and he gave it to her. Then she did an interview, and I'm talking about Bill Cosby and that man that they say he raped, Andrea Constant. She did an interview. She said she took something and it was 3 pills, blue pills. And she said, I trusted them. Now, I don't know about you, but my mama always told me not to take drugs. Don't take no drugs. Don't let nobody give you shit you don't know what the hell you taking. So even if Bill Cosby would have asked me to take some pills, I'd have been like, no. And it wasn't even about his accusations. I just would have said no because that's what I was taught. I've been around celebrities before and they was getting high. I'm like, no, because that's what I was taught. I was taught to say no to drugs. I was taught that. And if I did it on my own recognizance. But I was taught to say no. And I don't know what her mama taught her. That if they rich, you can take their drugs. But if they, no, my mama told me, you be sitting up there and be out here doing no drugs. I don't care how much money they got or whatever. They do drugs, don't be doing no damn drugs. Your ass go crazy. So she said she took some 3 pills. And she trusted him. You trusted him and taking drugs. What happened to the 80s where people tell you not to take drugs or this is your brain on drugs? What happened? What happened to that shit? But since we're talking about Bill Cosby and his situation, and I didn't even mean to spend this much time on this, but then that's her fault. That ain't his. That ain't his fault. Your mama ain't teach you shit. You ain't was taught no damn surviving mechanisms. That ain't his fault. He doing drugs. In Hollywood, they do sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That's what they do there. Just like the one that's sitting up there suing Bill Cosby now. He raped me at the Playboy Mansion when I was 15. Then what the fuck was you doing at the Playboy Mansion at 15? Because you needed to be 18 to be a damn Playboy bunny and to be 18 to get there. Why the fuck was you there? Or well, he touched me at the Playboy Mansion. That's what they do there. They do sex, drugs, and have sex all day at the Playboy Mansion. Everybody knew what the Playboy Mansion was. That's what they do there. They do drugs and fuck there. Why are you here? If you're not of age, then why are you here? Because we fucking here. That's just like going to somebody's damn house and they doing drugs and everybody doing drugs and all this and that. And you were like, oh, drugs. They were just drugs all around, and I did them because they were just doing them. That's what we do here. That's like the analogy I said when you go to hell. You can't go to hell and ask Satan why he bad. That he bad. All him and his disciples, they bad down there. That's what they do. You don't go in nobody else's domain and ask why we do the shit that they do. What you don't do if you don't do drugs, you ain't having sex, you don't have your ass up in there. You don't have your ass up in there. You don't come in somebody, you know what I'm saying? You don't do that. If you going into a party and they having an orgy and you ain't down with it, you immediately leave. Because anybody touching you up in here, this is what we doing up in here. That's just like when everybody was talking about R. Kelly is a goddamn monster. Okay, well, you took your daughter to the monster. Well, everybody knew he was a monster for years when you took your daughter to the monster. Now, let's hypothetically say R. Kelly was a monster. Hypothetically, because I don't believe he is. But hypothetically, let's say he is. Let's say he was a monster on top of the hill. Let's say it's a hill, and he's on the top of the hill, and that's where the monster at. And we down in the valley. And we say we don't go up to the mountains, because you know, on top of the hill, because the monster up there, don't go up there. Because he bad up there, don't go up there. He's a monster. He eat little kids. Don't go up there. Don't go up there. Okay, we don't go up there to the monster because we know that he eat kids up there at the monster, so we're not going to the monster. Then you got mom and dad. Okay, we're going to go up here and take you to the monster. Then we coming down. Oh, my God, the monster ate my baby. Well, why would you take your baby up to the monster when we knew that the monster eat kids? In other words, if you said that R. Kelly is a monster, a predator, a sexual assault person, or a pedophile, or everything else, then why would you take your daughter to him if you believe that? And not be incarcerated right along with him? Because he wasn't a monster. That was the lie that y'all put on him for many years, and because of all those damn long accusations, y'all rehashed that bullshit. You don't take your ass to the monster. That's just like saying, don't fuck with Michael Myers' grave. Don't fuck with Jason grave. You fuck with it, he gonna come back to life. Well, you fucked with it, he came back to life and killed your ass. Why cry victim now? You went to fuck with him when we told you not to. You don't just go in nobody else's domain and just demand the change of shit. Well, he shouldn't have did it. No, you shouldn't have been with them. Like this goddamn girl talking about some, when he raped her at the Playboy Mansion. Bitch, you know goddamn well you shouldn't have been there. Well, young kids, they kids will be kids. Oh, well, boys will be boys. Y'all say stop the boys will be boys attitude. Well, stop the kids will be kids attitude. This is why we tell kids, do not sit up there and go out at night. Do not sneak up out the house. Do not go in the car with strangers. You may get some adult action that your ass ain't ready for. You may get in a car and strangers with a monster that you ain't ready for. This is why we teach them that. Y'all got away from that bullshit. This is why we teach you that. Stay in the kid's place. You see, you go up there in the house with grown folks, and you got grown folks action, and now your ass wanting to sue. 50 years later, 1974. Bitch, you don't get your ass out of here. And then you got old ratchet ass Gloria Arbery who gonna rob your ass if you did get some money. Dumbass, she gonna rob you too. You gonna be, now you said he raped you, you gonna be raped and robbed. How about that? That's what you finna be. You finna be R&R then with your dumb ass. Moving along just as crazy as hell. And speaking of moving along, Ahmaud Arbery, there's an autopsy. Why is there an autopsy? There were some things in his system. It doesn't matter what's in his system. It doesn't matter what the fuck is in the system. Why are you doing an autopsy other than what the cause of death was and who shot him and a bullet? Why is you checking him for drugs and every damn thing else? That doesn't matter. He could do all the drugs he wanted to if it's his body. He could do the drugs if he wants to. That don't mean that he should die because he had drugs in his system, or even if he did have drugs in his system. So out of pocket. But yet, we don't have systemic racism. Crazy as hell. And poor Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker is in some hot water, y'all. Chris Tucker is in some hot water, y'all. His tax debt is going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. He owes almost $10 million in back taxes with the IRS. He owed $250,000 of last year, 2019 taxes. Well, the interest on that has spewed to over $500,000. Oh my God. So I'm hoping that he do another Rush Hour movie. But if he did do any type of movie, it doesn't mean that he's going to make enough, right? It doesn't mean that he's going to make enough for this this right here. It doesn't mean he's going to make enough to pay off the tax debt. But I'm hoping that he can come out of it, because I don't want him to do another Wesley Snipes to where he is going to be incarcerated, okay? We don't want him incarcerated or whatnot, because that just will be some awful shit. Robert Brockman. Robert Brockman is a billionaire, y'all. He's a billionaire too, who has found himself in over $2 billion in taxes, right? He owes $2 billion in taxes. His name is Robert Brockman, okay? He owns about 10 patents here, okay, in the United States and everything. Well, the IRS and the feds is coming after Brockman, and Brockman has decided that he was going to sit up there and say that he has dementia. He has 4 different people to say that he got dementia, high-profile doctors and hospitals and everything else to say that he got dementia. So therefore, he's trying not to be able to stand trial for this massive tax debt that he owes, okay? $2 billion. Now, he's a billionaire, okay, a black billionaire. And also the feds is coming after his tax attorney, okay? They said that they tried to hide over $225 million overseas, okay? And they trying to come after him as well, and that's a particular case. So I'm thinking to myself, like, oh my God, this is not good for black men when it comes to these taxes as well. Now, I'm trying to keep y'all from going to jail and advocating for y'all, but I don't know about the taxes when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, Uncle Sam, he want his money. If we got to pay our money, you got to pay your money too. So it's over $225 million in the tax debt, okay? Robert Brockman owes that, and he's trying to get out of. Now, he's 80 years old now, so he's hoping to say that if he's incompetent, that he can't stand trial. There is a hearing, okay, on his competency to see if he can be competent enough to stand trial, okay? Because if he's not competent enough to stand trial, then of course this case may or may not go away. All right. So I'm just thinking, like, this is some crazy shit here. Woo-wee, we had a good one today. I did not mean to spend that much time on all of the Bill Cosby stuff or whatever. It's been a minute since I talked about the Bill Cosby and R. Kelly situation and my stance on it. People do not like my stance on it. They think I'm a woman and not supposed to believe women and advocate for women's rights, but no, I'm advocating for my men. We have men in this world today. I am a woman that believes in traditional settings and lifestyles, and that's the lifestyle that I live. And so I'm going to advocate for my black men too. I don't believe that all my black men are rapists, okay? I do not. I know that there's systemic racism. People say, oh, don't play the race card. Well, in reality, the race card has already been played, and it has been played before I was even born, okay? We have Rosewood. We have Mississippi Burning. We have the Civil Rights Movement. All that shit was before I was born. So that race card, that game has already been played before Spittinfire was even born, okay? So it's not a race card that I'm playing. It's the race game or the race life, and it is real, all right? So, and until then, free R. Kelly, okay? Keep Americans' dad from all these lawsuits that they're trying to come, okay? Keep his money in his pocket. Free Cuba Gooding Jr., all right? And free all the other ones, and have these women go to jail for all these false accusations. Please, let's make sure that the woman who sat up there, we should do a petition for her, who had Brian Banks spent almost 10 years in prison and whatever they said, 5 years in prison and 5 years on paper or whatever. Let's make sure she get some time as well, okay, for all the false accusations or whatever. If they can go after the Empire Star for false police reporting, and what's his name? The Empire Star, what's his name? I can't even think today. What's the man name? The Empire, the one that said that the police, he was beaten. What's the young boy name that played in the Empire? What's the Empire actor name? What's the Empire actor name? I can't think that. Jussie Smollett. Okay. Thank you, guys. I mean, because this wasn't on my roster, you know, so when I get off track, I got to have y'all keep me on track. Jussie Smollett. So Jussie Smollett, if they can try to go after him, which they wasn't unsuccessful because he's down with the Democratic Party and Barack Obama and Kamala Harris and Tina Chin, he's protected by that. Why they cannot go after this young woman for putting this black man in prison falsely, okay? We got a lot of that going on, you know what I'm saying? And for those of you who thinking that Why am I taking up for R. Kelly? I'm going to take up for R. Kelly because the simple fact is, you're supposed to be a victim. You're supposed to advocate, you know what I'm saying, and conduct yourself like a young lady after coming from such a supposed, my air quotes, traumatizing experience, okay? Oh, this is what Aaliyah's mother wrote, for those of you who don't, after the docuseries, but they not trying to do this. And it just says a direct quote from Aaliyah's mother, okay? Because she said that the woman in the docuseries lied, okay? And this is the woman that also testified in court that said that she had sex with R. Kelly, but she didn't say that in the docuseries. She said she didn't. And she said the woman so-called backed up singer for the forthcoming surviving documentary that describes seeing meeting or ever breathing the same air as my daughter, Aaliyah, is lying and is a liar. My husband and I were always on tour with her, okay? And the interview at every place she went throughout her entire career. Whoever this woman is, I have never seen her before anyone on planet Earth until now, okay? So her daughter is deceased, so I don't understand why there would even be a reason for her to even come out and say anything, but she did not like that. And then she said these lies are fabricated and cannot be tolerated and allowed to be spewed from the forked tongues of the saboteurs in Aaliyah's legacy. My daughter only wanted to realize her dream, okay, sharing her talent with the world. Give all her performing on stage and in front of the camera for her fans she adores so much. She realized that the dream, thanks to those true fans who still love and support her legacy unconditionally to this day. Shame of all those involved in this project. This is Aaliyah's mother. And the last statement is what got me. Shame on all those in this project. She said all those in this project, in this documentary, Surviving R. Kelly. But y'all love Aaliyah so much, but y'all think y'all love her more than her mama. That's the problem that baffles me. Shame on those involved in this project who thought it's kosher to drag Aaliyah's name in this situation. That has nothing to do with her today. Once again, this will not be tolerated. Sincerely, Diane Houghton. All right. So, that being said, that was that. Okay. And also, for those of you who think that I supposed to support these young women, you know what I'm saying? Now, you come from a supposedly abusive relationship, and these are the type of images you decide that you want to help young women, and this is the type of images you think that is supposed to be great images for those who supposed to be trafficked and supposed to been a victim and supposed to been innocent and all this and that, and you thinking that this is the type of images you supposed to be putting out here, you know, just a year after, with a gun all in your hand. You thought that this is what you supposed to do. This is what the hell y'all believed. This is the shit y'all believed. This is the shit y'all believed right here. The fuck out of here. Crazy as hell. This is the shit y'all believe right here. This is some crazy shit. Coming over here and tell me about why I don't do what I do, and yet you got this woman on here, young lady, who says she's a victim, decided that after she leave R. Kelly, she go have a gun and be naked. And that's the image. That's the image that she wants to portray to young women who probably, and real women who probably were really sex trafficking. Because I don't think nobody coming out of a traumatic experience is putting themselves out here on the internet doing that. And if y'all sitting up there thinking that, y'all think again. So the next time y'all come in my comment section talking that dumb shit, know exactly what you're talking about. And thanks Shannon and all the mods for getting them up out of here, because they only come in here when I say something about R. Kelly. Get the fuck out of here. Any other time you don't come in my chat and say a motherfucking thing. Fraud ass motherfuckers. Get the fuck up out of here and stay up out of here. And if you don't like my cussing, this is Spitting Fire. This is what I do. I use aggressive language, aggressive tone, plenty of cuss words. If you don't like me using Spitting Fire, go over to the church channel. Go over there to the channel that's sitting up there teaching your ass how to plant fires. But here I keep it raw, and my tongue is nasty, my mouth is nasty, and I don't give a fuck and unapologetic for it, okay? Until then, and until next time, I'ma always keep it real, keep that real shit, speak that real shit, spitting motherfucking fire. And until again, I spit fire again, maybe later on or whatever, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be hot. All right? Have cultural obligation. Never think at the surface.